They look like they've been drugged through the dirt.
Oh my god!
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Beyond Perspectives. I'm your host, Alyssa.
I'm Megan.
And we're here to give you a different perspective on a variety of topics that you might have turned a blind eye on. Today we're going to be talking about diversity in video games. The first game that I kind of want to discuss is Mario Kart.
There is a good point to be made here.
So, well, not just Mario Kart, but just Mario games in general.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the only black character in any Mario games always Donkey Kong or the Goombas? It makes no sense to me. And, like, is it because he's a monkey or something? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. The whole game is basically about two plumbers who are tripping on acid, so.
You got all these princesses in the game, too, like Princess Peach, Daisy.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, like, at least one of the princesses could be black. Like, why is it only white people? Another thing that I also want to say that's kind of good representation is Detroit Become Human. Marcus, being a black character, he's an excellent character, and he plays a hero. So I was really glad to see that.
There should be games with people of color as the main character, which you don't see as often, unfortunately.
No. GTA 5 Online. If you haven't seen the way black females look on GTA 5, I will insert a pic here. They look like they've been drugged through the dirt.
When you see like black characters, especially in black female characters, it always seems to be in a city setting. That's, it's always like in the inner city where there's like gang wars or something. Like, how often do you see like just a black character just in like a suburban area or a rural area? You would hope that people would try to encourage to break out of that cycle.
Exactly. Like, it's the writers and stuff and the makers of the video games. A white person doesn't know the story of like a black person, or they don't know what it's like to be black, Latina, anything.
And it's important that, we acknowledge that, because we can try to understand the best we can, but at the same time, if you haven't lived that story, you can't say that you fully get it. Yeah, actually, I wanted to bring up another group that's not represented in video games is disabled people. This for me is a very important topic because, as you can kind of see in the video, my wrist is kind of stuck at this angle because of childhood accident, and there's a whole big story, but that all happened when I was like 2.5, 3-ish, and so growing up, doctors say you can't do this or that or the other thing, and once I got older and I started playing games, like, yeah, I would get a little frustrated, but one thing for me is I would always learn how to do things in a different way, because there's not just one right way to do something, right? But when I start talking to other people, they would always be like, oh, I don't want to, like, exclude you or anything. I'm like when they're playing games, but they're acting like they want to invite me, but then feel like they can't. And I'm like, I would be really confused as to why they felt I couldn't, play this game. And additionally, I don't see any disabled people represented in games, and that was kind of frustrating for me growing up.
Yeah.
Because I never really had anyone make fun of my arm, luckily, but it just felt kind of frustrating. Like, I'm like, it's not like people like me don't exist.
Right,
So.
I totally agree.
A lot of games that have people of color or try to have diversity, it's the characters are put in just for the sake of diversity, so they don't really fit into the story, which becomes a big issue because then it's not truly representing them. They don't really have a place in the story. We need to make sure that when we add those characters, which we should do more of, that they have an important role to play, that they don't just kind of pass and then go and then you forget about them. Like, they should be just as memorable as the main character.
At the end of the day, we need to do better.
Yeah, really.
That's the conclusion of all these episodes at the moment. We need to do better. It's 2020.
Because, it also helps people feel included. And games should be something that brings us together. And if we don't have different type of people represented, then, that doesn't work as well. It should be something that's just fun. And if you feel like you're excluded from that, you can't enjoy it as fully.
No, yeah.
At least in my opinion.
I totally agree. that's gonna wrap it for today's episode of Beyond Perspectives, where we give you a different perspective on a variety of topics. Thanks for watching.
And yeah, if we missed anything or if you have anything you want to say, please leave your comments down below. We'll be looking forward to reading them. And yeah, be sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.
All right. Thank you. See you next time.